Alright. Oh, excuse me. Alright, guys, welcome back to some more Raging Loop. Um, yeah, we're done with the Chiemi stuff. We got a new key. Pretty crazy episode last time. Let's see what we can open. Because obviously, the hint said go to number 6 for the next major key, but there are some other stuff. Can't do this yet. Missing 2 major keys. We definitely saw a couple with 20 and 3 that were outside of 6 though. Just checking the main first route first. I'm pretty sure there's nothing here, but might as well check. Ugh. Isn't there like... Oh, why is it so hard to scroll? Okay, nothing here. Except for the outhouse thing. What do we got in infiltration? Something, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, we have this all set. Should we just do that now? I think there was one that was just 20 that I kind of wanted to do first. You know, use the one with the least keys first. Oh my god, wait, it sent me all the way down. That's where you last left off on the thingy. Wasn't there two? Yeah, there's also this, how to pass the time. Let's do this one first, then go to the 20 and 3 key. See how that goes. If the real story behind the feast made people into that, couldn't that have been what happened to Kanzo-san? Oh, we know that. Probably find out. Ask Chisato a question. Let's just see where it leads. With all our knowledge. And Hisato is like, even though she's a lore master, not that she knows exactly what's happening here, but she has a good mind for the mysteries and stuff like that, the folklore, so maybe she can bring some insight. Oh yeah, it just came back to me. I was the me that had been crushed by a million sheep. Classic. I'd somehow forgotten that Lupin was kinda irregular this time, so my memories weren't maintained properly. Anyway, since I remembered it now, I figured I had to ask her something. I said I was going to get some fresh air and caught up to Mamiya-san. In this timeline she was a wolf, so she wasn't very stable right now. And with the whole snake act she'd pulled tomorrow, she'd go completely out of control. I'd have liked to talk to her in a timeline where Hashimoto-san was alive, but I imagine it'd be hard to find a chance to talk to her then. I remembered it at a decent time though, so whatever, I'd make it work.
さっきの昔話の話でちょっと追加質問がありまして。
ムジナの話？あれはどこまで行っても水かけ論というか、
But it's
想像の
real.
域は出ないと思うけど。
Acting like she didn't know, huh?
いや、そうじゃなく、そのちょっと前に気になったことがありまして。
Yeah, so I guess I didn't really think about that, but the whole like thing at the beginning where I was kind of, there's a reason I checked her out as a snake the first time was because I didn't think she looked at her stomach, so she could be a wolf and just not know it, but I guess you technically just know you are a wolf from the beginning because of the dream thing, so she was just lying the whole time. And I guess she just became unstable in the next feast because the other was like forced her to make a bold play, and she got like super nervous from that. Okay, that's something I kind of forgot about, or didn't think about.
ヘビ、猿、カラスについては眷属信仰とかヘビ神の例を挙げてお
What
られ
about
ま
a
したね。
like a giant monster in an eclipse? You know any folklore that relates to that?
雲については何かないんです。
ああ。
Possible Rikato connections? She did it in a somewhat creepy manner. Apparently it was easy to talk to her if it was about her specialty. So, obviously I forgot the fine details, but I believe in the scene before, she was talking about like how other folklore inspire other folklore, and she probably listed a bunch of gods, but I'm guessing she didn't talk about the spider, which is why we're trying to fill in some gaps here for the lore.
実はちょっと雲の眷属については心当たりがなくてね。勉強不足だわ。
I don't know. I can't think of a spider either. Unless there's one of those What are they called? I forgot what they're called, but they use them in Yu-Gi-Oh! Too. I know, random thing for the Earthbound Immortals. I think there's like some native stuff where there's like these big signs, like there's like a bird, trying to remember them all. A bird, a lizard, a monkey. Was there a spider? There was an orca, I think. I don't know. I'm trying to think if I know any spider deities. I can only think of ones in like video games, so I mean, she's the expert, so if she says she doesn't know, why would I know?
でも確かにあんまり聞いたことがないですよね。雲の神様。
そうなのよね。雲の妖怪なら
I do too.
いくつか心当たりがあるんだけど。
Noir from Rants reference. I think when this comes out, we'll be relatively close to the episode where we get Noir for our party in Rants Quest, who is like a spider yokai, so it's cool.
ムカデなら毘沙門天の使いなんだけど、ほら、武田信玄のムカデ衆とか知らない？
Takeda Shingen was a big general in the Sengoku period. Bishamonten, that's a Japanese god, I think? Like a war god or something? Folklore very rusty, but I do know some stuff.
ああ、ムカデは前にしか進まないから武将のシンボルには人気があったとか。
That's interesting. Centipedes can't walk backwards. That makes sense, actually.
そうそう。昆虫じゃない虫のお仲間ってことで勘弁してくれない？
I mean, are there a lot of insect gods? Or just not, too, in general?
いやー、厳しいでしょう。
This is just weird to make an insect a deity compared to any other animal. Just because they're so small, right? And kind of gross looking. No offense to any insect enjoyers.
よね。世界的に見ても雲絡みの神って結構希少なのよね。
そうなんです。
ええ、アフリカのアナンシ
Wait,
と
there
か
are.
北米のイクトミとか。
There are some spider gods. Is it North American? I guess it would be Iktomi. It'd probably have to be native, obviously. Anasi.
他にもインディアン系の神話にはなぜか雲モチーフが多いんだけど、実はちょっと面白い仮説が。あら？
Hey, I was on the right track though, talking about the line things. Maybe there was a spider on. She looked behind me, so I turned around and saw Yasunada-kun. I was gonna say, is there Ratato? Talk about spider and there's the spider family.
すみません。何されてるのかなと思って。
So how's this bad and then ago? Yasunada noticed this in a secret meeting, and when she reveals herself as Snake, it makes us look suspicious too if she's suspicious.
ああ、オカルトのお勉強の続きよ。
僕が聞いたんだよ。さっきの空気だと続けるの難しそうだったから。
Actually, good excuse because they're getting sensitive for Tato and Tai about it, right?
なるほど。でも、
But it does
あんま
look
り良くないで
sus.
すよ。
Can't
この
can't
状
deny
況で
that.
決断は。
それは確かだけど、伝説を掘り下げとくのは大事だと思うからさ。あと、単純に興味深いし。
それは同意見です。ああいうのが民族学って言うんですか？
Folkloristics. I don't think that's a real term, but cute.
いやいや、そう名乗ったら怒られるわよ。
Or maybe it is a real
というか
term.
伝承もしぶっていうか。
Folkloristics. It's just folklore and logistics. That can't be real.
興味あるなら、君も聞いていけば。その方が僕らも疑われずに済むし。
そうだな。ちょっとなら。
We weren't saying anything that was worth hiding anyway.
雲の話をされてたんです。
え、雲について間宮
Okay,
さ
I
んの
wanna hear
本
it.
当の仮説。
This could be good.
実は上松家はオブジワインディアンの末裔だったんだよ。
Okay, she's memeing. Never mind.
なんだって？
I think Ratato, like if you would say it, she literally looks like the opposite of a Native American. Like literally all her features.
どういうことなんです？
どういうことなんでしょ
ネタが通じないと見るや即座に見捨てたわね。
I got it,
いいけど
but they didn't.
ド
Unlucky.
リームキャッチャーって知ってる？
アトラクシ
I
ョ
used to
ン
have
かな
one.
んかです。
う。はい先生、僕知ってます。あの木と紐で作った網みたいな。
And it looks like a web. Hold on. We're cooking.
正解。あれ、オブジ
And
ュアという
dreams?
インディアン部族の民芸品なんだけど、
Dreams
あれ
mentioned?
実はクモの巣を模してるの。
That made sense. I used to have a real one as a kid.
悪い夢をクモの巣に捕まえて、いい夢だけが子供に届くっていうのがドリームキャッチャーの名の由来。
I feel like it's pointing more and more to Ritato. We haven't really interacted with her once we started doing the searching, so
さらにこのドリームキャ
I'm
ッチ
interested
ャーの
when we
起源に
finally
関する
do.
話にはアシビカアシっていうキャラクターが出てくる。なんか似てない？植松家の話と。
本当だ。黄泉の夢から人を守ったっていう雲と似てる。
Wait, did that?
すごい。
Hold on. Thought we were joking, but she's kind of cooking.
じゃあ、植松家は本当に何百年だか前に日本にやってきたインディアンが。
安永君、騙されてはいけない。
Yeah, I don't think the Native Americans were traveling across oceans, especially to Japan.
まあ 0.01% くらいの確率で当たってるかもしれないけど、多分これは偶然の一致。
It does kind of click though, which is
似た
interesting.
ような伝説なんて世界中にあるし、その全てが単純に同一物だっていうのはちょっと苦しい。
あれだ、日本人は実はユダヤ人だったとか、源義経はジンギスカンだったとか、そういう説もあるんだよ。
Never heard of that in my life, and obviously just not true. Shout out to Yoshitsunu though. I usually liked her or him. Sorry, obviously the girl in Fate, but quite a famous character I've seen in a couple different stories.
チンギス・ハン。
信じちゃダメだってば。こういう珍
Yeah,
説
that
の
one
説
just
は
sounds stupid.
T と蝶の字は形が似てるから元は同じだ。レベルの奇弁を含
T
んでる
and
ものさ。
J?
そういうものなんですか。
That's extra dumb because the J doesn't even have the top part. Wait, this letter looks like this letter when all letters are just lines? They're just a couple of lines. Obviously, you can pretty much turn almost every letter into another letter, I think. Well, any letter with the same amount of lines, so.
世の中には道楽やら妄想やら支援やらで学問してる人も多いし、往々にしてそういう人の方が声が大きいの。
Like, I get why people believe in conspiracies like wild ones, but just because they're so fantastical and it's always like, oh, you see this little connection, but I don't know. Most conspiracies just seem dumb to me. It's just like leaps in logic.
人の妄想が夢を生む
That
ことは
sounds
認め
fun.
るけどね。それはあくまで害のない範囲で分別を持って楽しまないと。話がずれたけど、さっきの話についてはさすがにインディアンの
Obviously.
血筋なんて話はなかったにしても、すっごい大昔に口伝で伝わった伝承がたまたま残ってたとか、関連性が見つかる可能性もゼロじゃない。
I mean, there is a possibility that like other people that weren't Native Americans heard the legend from America and then brought it over somewhere in Japan. That's possible, but not actual Native Americans coming from America.
なるほど。
And then that sort of formed into the religion, or the spider god.
ところで、
But gods are literal here, so I don't know how that would work.
心理学の基礎を作った一人で、いろいろ夢のある概念も提唱してる人なんだけど、
What's his name? Carl Jung? I've heard of him. I'm not really versed in philosophy though, but might not be Carl Jung. But yeah, he's a big one.
倫理の参考書にちらっと載ってたような。
集合無意識。
Or Yang, not Jung.
それにはつながるけど、難しい話はとりあえず置いといて。ユングは さっき言ったみ
Yeah.
たいな神話や伝承の類似性は人類が共通で持ってるイメージから生まれると考えた。人種も時代も関係ない人間という種に普遍的なイメージ。似た神話が離れた国や文明で生まれるのはそのせいだって。
Sounds reasonable.
随分思い切った推論ですね。それよりはさっきみたいに歴史のいつかに伝わったって方がありそうな。
I think what they're saying about Yund is that all humans, collective unconscious, so they, when they are trying to like create a myth or legend, they unconsciously like select similar things to follow that would follow into a religion. I think that's what they're trying to say. It's either that versus the history one.
異論は当然でしょう。でも彼はそう考えて、そういった人類共通のイメージを原型と名付けたの。
Makes sense to me.
そしていくつかの原型を定義した。トリックスターとかアニマとか。その中で雲はグレートマザーという原型を象徴するものとされてるの。
グレートマザー。
そう、大いなる母、すべてを生み慈しみ愛し、束縛し執着しむさぼり食って生み直す大いなる守護神のイメージ。雲は人類に共通的にそういうイメージを抱かせる、またはそういう行為や感情を想起させるってことらしいけど、もしそういう原型があるとすれば、遠く離れたアメリカ大陸と日本の全く接点がない2つの集団の間で、この眠りを守るために糸を紡ぐ雲みたいな原型に基づく信仰が生まれることはあり得るかもね。
I can believe that.
なるほど。
Again, this is
そうい
interesting,
うの
but
を調べるには
it's hard to apply when you know gods are real, right?
いや、まあ私はあくまでそんな夢物語を提案するだけの無責任な立場だから、本気にはし。
でも夢物語に対していろんな学問上のアプローチがあるっていうのは新鮮です。
でしょ。だから私はこの集落の信仰をちゃんとした方法で調べることができれば相当面白いと思っちゃうの。面白いって言うとまた怒られるかしら。でも本当、それでお金が出るな
That's fair.
ら自分で調べたい。
Gotta pay the bills. I mean, I feel like she would be more suited for folklore stuff than what's she doing? Like weird food or unique food from like small places.
そういうの
At least sounds fun. No, to be fair.
間宮さんは大学で学ばれたんですか？
To be fair, I feel like that's actually a pretty fun job. Trying like really niche traditional food from places.
あれ、安永君は放送志望じゃないの？
ええ、もちろんですよ。
大学は自分が勉強したいことを学ぶところだっていうのが私の先生の口癖だったけどね。もし気が変わったら紹介するわよ。大学の文化人類学部の先生。
Censored.
ありがとうございます。
Don't have the rights, huh? Mamiya-san left him a business card and said he could contact her anytime. He continued to ask her about folkloristics. Okay, this is actually gonna bother me. Sorry. Screen goes black when you out of tab. There's no way that's real, right? Folkloristics. Oh my god. Folkloristics is that academic discipline dedicated to the study of folklore. It's real. I guess it's not folklore and logistics combined. Okay, real word. It just sounds so silly. More you know. Looking really passionate about it. I really appreciated how people could bond over academic subjects in the most unexpected of places. Well, I actually had another question myself.
兄ちゃん、さっきから何やってるの？
Oh, stop crashing the party here.
ごめん。もう戻るよ。すみません、いろいろ。またよかったら。
ええ、いつでも聞いて。兄ちゃんってば、気が多くない？
She's jealous.
ちょっと待って。一体何の話？
Perfect timing from Haru-chan.
もしかして一人の未来ある若者を泥沼に引きずり込んでしまったかな。
泥沼ってことはないでしょう。いや、オカルトライターとか言ったら、
It's kind of set though. I don't know. It sounds like a fun occupation. Though it kind of dies down a little with the internet, I guess.
ひど。でも否定できないな。
彼が学者さんを目指したいと思うなら、それは誰からも後ろ指刺されるようなことにはならないような。
不採士くん、理系ね。
Did we ever learn what he was studying? It's like something medical, because he can do autopsies.
Oh.
Dude, I'm so glad Shimmy told us about the lion thing. Now I can look out for it. Can't believe I never figured that out myself. Maybe we'll never learn what he does.
言わせてもらおうかしら。
失礼しました。そうでした。
ムカつくわ。ともかく、私たちも戻る？
ああ、その前に、さっき
One more question.
雲の妖怪なら思い当たるっておっしゃいましたよね。
Spectato yokai. I'm just saying, this focus on the spider makes it more likely for Kato. Obviously, I want some info on the old man, but I feel like any info we get about him is gonna be like a major key, so we probably won't see this in the side quests we're doing right now. Jorogumo!
火を操ったり、赤子を抱かせてきたり、伝承によってイメージはまちまちだけど。
Sorry, that's a Yu-Gi-Oh card too.
大体は妖艶な美女で男を
Big spider, dude.
する妖怪よね。
It's an enchanting woman that does something to men?
源の来光が退治した土雲はでっかい雲だけど、やっぱり美女に化けてるし。
どっちかっていうと、雲は毒婦の原型なんじゃないかって気
Kato
がしま
evil
す
though?
ね。
I don't know. I don't know, man. She seems like such a nice person. But she does literally have powers, so.
言えてる。ブラックウィドウもそうだしね。
Classic. We laughed a bit. Chatting with Mamiya-san was always entertaining.
妖怪については、あとはモブ的な大雲伝説がちらほらってところかしら。近世の創作も入るなら、雲の糸は神田田が
Oh, I know this one.
だけど、糸を垂らしてるのはブッダだし。
It's about a, like, I don't know the full legend, but it's about a criminal who did a bunch of stuff, and one day he saw a spider, and then instead of, he was about to kill it, but he just let it live. So when he finally died and went to hell, I guess apparently Buddha, I didn't know it was Buddha, like gave him one chance and gave him a single spider web to climb up. And he tried to, but then the other dead wanted to come with him, and then he's like, nah, fuck you guys. And then, obviously seeing he's still greedy, he cut the thread and left him in hell. I know stories, apparently. I forgot about it until they mentioned it. You mentioned that like when we first saw her, I think.
あとはもう雲の神といえば創作神話とかしか思いつかないわね。アトラクナクアとか。
That doesn't ring a bell. Atlak Naka.
そっちに行っちゃうと、他のお守りも全部考え直しですよ。
言えてる。ティンダロスの猟犬にバルーシアのヘビ人間に猿はいたっけ？ウェンディゴ？
I don't think I'd say Wendigo's like a monkey. Haven't heard of the other one though.
しかし、なんででしょうね。日本に雲の神が少ないの。
Spiders are scary. Who wants to worship a spider, man?
不気味だからじゃないかしら。
Exactly.
やっぱりモンスターになるのが関の山だったとか。
Yeah, that's what I think. If they're making like a benevolent god, they choose like a more graceful creature or a powerful one, and for like demons, they choose like creepy shit like bugs.
八百万の神の
Actually, Aiden, insect isn't a spider. Yeah, I know. Okay. Whatever. They're all the same, in my mind.
もう少し真面目に考えるなら、神道的には今の日本は天津神のものだからとかは？
天つかみですか。
そうそう。雨のみなか主に始まって、イザナギ、イザナミを経由して、アマテラスや天孫、ミニギにつながる系譜。
Obviously know some of those names. Don't know the first or the last. Not even gonna try to say the first one.
ミニギの3代後が初代天皇である神武天皇だから、そこから続く今の皇族は天つかみの末裔になるわね。
Spurtato royalty?
え
Imagine.
イザナギイザナミの前に神がいたんです。
結構いっぱいいるわよ。あの夫婦は国と神をたくさん産んだけど、天地開闢と同時に神は生まれてるから。それはともかく、そういった天の国、高間ヶ原をルーツに持つ神々が天つかみで、一方で高間ヶ原を放逐されたスサノオを筆頭とし、地上の世界に住み着いた神が国つかみたち。
Susanoo? That's either a god of war or god of the sword, I forgot. Also, Shadow to Muv-Luv. They have like a giant weapon called the Susanoo.
で、ある時に天つかみたちが芦原の中津国は俺らが仕切るって言い出して、あ、日本のことね。吸ったもんだの挙句になんとか交渉成立。国つかみたちはかの出雲大社に陰性して芦原の中津国の支配を譲り渡した。その後、さっきの神武天皇は都を作るために統制をやって、長常彦っていう強敵や数々の
This is some
土
deep
雲を
cut on folklore that I don't know anything about.
あ、この土雲は妖怪じゃなくて
I'm
先住
following
の
that.
地方豪族に対する別称なんだけど、とにかく彼らを虐殺征伐して、
Massacre usually comes hand in hand with conquering back then.
それでようやく今の大和の国の基盤ができましたよというのが古事記ベースでいう日本の建国神話になるわけ。
え、そんな難しい話だったんです。僕はイザナギイザナミと天の岩戸とオロチ退治ぐらいしか知らなかったな。
The big snake.
まあこれだけ権威主義的な国だから神話もごついのが必要だったんでしょう。っていうと不敬になるかな。ともかく話を戻すと、国つかみはしばしば天つかみに嫁入りしたりして血脈は継いでるけど、主流として語られることは少ない。日本神話の世界では男系相続が基本だから必然、この国は天つかみの末裔の国ってことになるかな。それこそさっき言った蛇の神大物主なんかは国つかみだけど、天つかみの方がやっぱりメジャーでしょ。久石くんの口からさっき出たお話もスサノオはちょっと微妙だけど、まあ大体天つかみの物語と言えるし。
そうですね。
だから実は雲の神とかもいるけど、そういう地を這う虫や動物の神々って国つかみにカテゴライズされちゃってて、
Yeah, the ones people don't really like recognize. Okay.
大国主や大物主みたいな一部を除けばみんなドマイナーとして忘れられたのかもってね。
なるほど、なるほど。いや、非常に興味深い話でした。
ごめんね、ちゃんと答えを出せなくて。
It's pretty educational though.
まあ、どっちにしろ時間潰しですから、むしろ付き合わせちゃって申し訳ないです。
いえいえ、こっちも気が紛れたわ。
ちえみちゃんとモッチーにも教えてあげようかな。
Oh, there's the slip up.
その二人も神話に興味が？
そうみたいですね。
There's the lie.
しかし戻るのやだな。食堂はどうしても息が詰まります。
And we just die, so it's not actually being suspicious. We just die from werewolves because we said that. I wonder, so would she maybe remember too? Like the timelines are so weird with this looping thing. Because we could have done this before going to the Chiemi thing. Anyway, I left a line that pretty much implied that I knew who the wolves were. Maybe she'd start panicking and kill me? That made things easier for me. Nothing? I turned around and saw no one. So she ignored it, or maybe she just broke things off for her own safety. I don't know if she'd kill you here. They'd probably just kill you tonight. Because in this route, they were literally, like, every time you did anything just a tiny bit suspicious, they would kill us, so this is more than enough. I might have underestimated her. And she's not, like, going crazy right now, so she can actually think about stuff. She clearly wasn't the type of person to panic and kill someone in daytime and suffer the corruption. I had no choice then. I considered trying something or another in this time again, but in the end I just decided to jump into the Saranaga. The things I learned today made it impossible for me to sit still. It was such a major key to this mystery. Was it? I mean, just how mysterious the spider is. More points to Ricato's, basically. Maybe, so, I mean, honestly, a lot of the last part went over my head a little, but I had to bring it to the me in the next loop as soon as possible. After gathering my resolve, I took a step forward. Gravity vanished. I'd be surprised if this wasn't a key. Right before I died, I thought about my one regret. It was the chat from before. Talking about history in the cult alongside Mamiya-san and Yasunada-kun was a lot of fun. Yasunada-kun seemed to be enjoying himself a lot too. What a waste. I got to talk about the settlement's interest in history, had a lot of fun doing it, and shared this pleasure with Yasunada-kun, yet it'd all be gone now. I felt like I just gained another reason to end this nightmare. I'd love to chat with them about the occult as normal people, not just as potential wolves or humans. Maybe we drink over it too? Oh, right. Yasunada-kun was underage. I crashed into the ground. Jeez. 9. Okay. It's an archetype. Cool. Okay, so that did give a key. So it was necessary. But I don't know if 9 was... No, I think you need all of the last keys for the final choice. So it probably is worth... Okay, then why did he tell me to go to number 6? You got it, boss. Pretty much what happened.
間宮久子がいろいろくっちゃべった中の話のどれが真実の鍵なのかは後々の展開で実際に見てやってくれ。このキー9は最後の鍵としてだけの機能なんだ。
Okay, so it's just for the finale. No other doors to unlock with it. We did it already. その後行くのは順路としてはキー3で開く場所だ。つまり4潜入の9備えは十分か。 Oh, that's yeah. That's what we were trying to do before. Whatever happened to sets? 情報が手に入るぜ。よし、今回はここまで。 And sheep. Okay, different branching paths. That was fun though. And we learned a new word. Folkloristics. Well, we're gonna do this anyway, so we'll just do this now. All set. First I had to check if the place was even usable. The equipment and materials were all gone. The only thing of note here was the sink on the wall. So this was when we gave it to Hashimoto. But before? Because the choice after was indicating if Hashimoto lives or dies. So what would this be? The flooring was cold and a bit sandy. But with a bit of cleaning and a futon, it could be a decent living space. There's no running water, but if we placed a water bucket here, whoever was living here could easily wash themselves. Yo, some quality time with my boy. Always like my chats with Kiyonosuke. At that moment, my head was flooded with information. Yep. Hey, it's the same thing. Felt like my mind was crushed by a million sheep. Crap, why'd I forget? Did my memories carry over in a weird way because of the method from back then was weird? Well, then again, this wouldn't be the first time my memories didn't carry over properly. Maybe I should have counted myself lucky for remembering at all. I had tons of things to think about. about the beast in the village, the giant monster, the dream enveloping Fujiyoshi, as well as the looping the sheep had told me about. But this wasn't the time to worry about that. I went back to the Nosato mansion. Doorbell.
ごめんください。
Doorbell.
ごめんください。
Doorbell, 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 doorbell.
ティアイ空虚の草むらに豚のムクロがシャウトする。
That'll get his attention.
人んちでピンポンラッシュしながらぶっしゃりロック歌ってるのは誰だ？
Apparently he knows what that was.
僕でした。君か？頭おかしいのは君か？なんだ君は？さっきまで普通の青年じゃなかったかね君は？いえ、正気です。ご存知なんですね。ぶっしゃりロック。何かね。たまたまどこかの店で流れていたの。
Nosato got a wild side, apparently.
え、ヒンジャスレイバーはご存知ない？
Ninja Slaver. Yo. Bring Nosato to karaoke after this, man.
ああ、やっぱり。僕はもらいもんが好きです。えらくマイナーなヒンジャー。第3部ならブラックドギザあたりが定番なんじゃないの？
Rock enjoyers, or whatever that is.
ああ、ブラックドギザが5体集まってブラックドギザリアンになるところは圧巻でしたね。野里さんはオタクですね。
If you couldn't make me like Nosato even more.
君もだろ。
Otaku enjoyers. Yo, bonding.
いや、マイナーフラッビーの話題で親睦を深めている場合か。もう用はないだろう。忙しいんだがね。野里さんを分かってくださる方だと見込んで相談があるんです。一体僕は今から突拍子もないことを言います。
Gonna tell him about the looping? Well, there's like zero chance it's Nosato, so I guess it's fine.
いや、現実と虚構の区別がつかないと言ってるわけじゃないんですよ。むしろ一般人より
Gotta glaze him a little bit to properly talk with him.
ただ虚構じみたことが現実に起きたとき、それを受け入れる素養
Just a
があなた
prerequisite.
にはあると見た。待ちたまえ。何が何だか。劇場版作品をご存知ですか？
We are just trying to tell him.
学園祭の前日を繰り返し
Lots of movies like that.
ああ、あれか。まあ傑作だからね。
That's me.
僕は同じことを体験しています。待ちたまえ。
Based honest, again, Nosato zero chance he's the dreamer.
もう数時間で
Glad he chose Nosato to confide in.
読み耳の宴が始まる。
And he's like really disconnected from the village, right? So there's like not a big chance he would tell anyone, or how this would be any like consequential.
君は何を？いや、その前に
I just told you I'm looping.
そしてあなたも死ぬ。質問に答えたまえ。めったなことを言ってるんじゃないぞ。
Scared him.
そうは言っても信じられないのはわかります。僕は何十回かこの数日間を繰り返し体験しています。そして死亡し、また巻き戻っている。そのためこの集落の事情はほとんど知っています。たった今ここに来たよそ者なら知り得ないようなことを。
Will he believe us though?
あなたが大卒の医師、医学博士で鴨志田近持の叔父にあたる禁煙者で。
What? How did you know I have feelings for Otaku? Nobody knows that.
しかしそれを言っても納得してはもらえないでしょう。どこかで調べたことかもしれませんしね。しかも僕はあなたを助けるとかの目的で来たんじゃない。おそらくあなたは
No, he actually makes it, but then we kill him later.
しかし話を聞いていただきたい。今回ではないいつか読み意味の宴を止めるために。本気なのか？ええ。なぜ私にそれを？
'Cause you're the man.
僕はこれまで何度も宴に参加し、 あなたの人となりを見てきました。まあ素養についてもそうですが、あなたは話せばわかる方だと踏んでいます。
True?
上がりたまえ。
Yo, do we finally get to see the mansion? There. He let me into the well-furnished reception room. The inside was as fancy as the outside. The village heads had to be a really wealthy bunch.
物珍しいかね。
He returned from the kitchen carrying a set of black tea. That's some Earl Grey.
じろじろ見ちゃって。
My favorite tea. What a
時
dude,
代
man.
錯誤なのは私も感ずるところだ。気にしないでくれたまえ。さあ、
Love me a London bod.
ああ、すみません。お構いなく。育ちが悪いもので、何か無作法があったらご指摘ください。
やかましく飲まなければ結構だ。
承知です。しかし、この部屋も先々先代とやらが用意なさったものなのですか？
どこでそれを聞いた？
Talked about him a bit.
君が言うように、
A looper?
ループ
That's
旅
us.
行者だとかだとしても、野里のもあれだ。他の長者の事情を知る者が君に吹き込んだのだな。
Nah, you told it. You were cheesed. Oh no, that was that was in the one where we were a werewolf and we were dead in your hand.
あなたですよ。
何が？
あなた自身の口から聞きました。鴨志田近持君との関係性が悪化を極めた時、あなたは彼へ言い捨てていました。お前は先々先代にそっくりの狂人だと。
He closed his eyes and groaned, then laid back on the sofa.
興味深いから話だけは聞いてやろう。
He believes it, I think.
そこまで踏み込んだことを知っていると信じたい気さえしてくるがね。
He's a rational man.
信じていただかないと困るんですが、とはいえ。
By the way, after we finish
もう
Raging
持ち合わせ
Loop,
ていないので、
obviously we do a review, but I also do a character tier list. I'm just saying, Nosato's gonna be pretty high up there. I don't know. I mean, obviously I'm gonna wait until the end of the game to fully rank, but I kind of have an idea of my favorite characters. Nosato's up there.
僕がこれまで
Might
体
seem
験してき
weird,
たループ
but
の
he is
記
my
憶を
boy.
あなたに聞いていただきたいと思います。むしろ口頭無形と思われるかもしれませんが、それでも
Giant
あ
monster?
なたには信じていただきたいと思っています。
I don't know if you'd know about that though. It doesn't really fit with the lore at all
脳書きはいい。
right now.
早くしたまえ。
I drank the fragrant tea and spoke. About the time Yasunaka Oribe won as a wolf. About the time Chimi tried to kill everyone and the time she failed. And even how at the end of that time, Kyonosuke she had for some reason killed Rikato-san and then I killed him. Finally I told him about the time I became a wolf and sacrificed my companions to win. Though I kept quiet about the sheep and the giant monster for now. Okay, fair enough. It was hard to think that he was the main culprit behind the loop, but there was no guarantee that it wouldn't leak out somehow. Yeah, but if he knows you're a looper, then he already knows that you're like the anomaly he has to deal with as the dreamer. Thus I only told him that I was Hane because Mamiya-san found the flashlight. I also mentioned that Kyonosuke she died too, and that I heard of the thing about his great-grandfather then. After about an hour talk, he stood up to get more tea. He poured it in and I gladly drank it. Unlike before, it was herb tea. I did get herbal tea once in a while. Tired from talking, I let the pleasant scent of tea wash away my fatigue and eyed him. He was hanging his head, looking down at the tea leaves floating in his tea. He then took the cup in hand, drank some of it, and looked at me.
確かに口頭無形だがね。しかし、この口頭無形な場所で起きそうなことでは確かに
信じていただけるんですか？
Well
極め
enough,
て
I
強く
guess.
興味を持ったとは言っておこう。しかしながら聞くほどに思うことがある。君は私に何を求めている？そこまで私はそんな苦境において何かを
Sadly
なせ
true.
るような器ではないと。
He tries his best, though.
無関係なところから話すようですが、あなたのそのスタンスが僕は未だによくわからないのです。当初 あなたはただの傲慢で尊大な人物にしか見えなかった。後に、問題は長者と安水の対立にあるのかと思った。あなたは実際のところ、少々地元との折り合いが悪いというだけの人物で、分別も才覚も備えておいでと見えます。時々無茶をなさってはいるものの、おそらくご自分の評判について、客観的な評価も
He
な
has
さ
a
ってい
good
るは
mind.
ずです。
I've always said this. He's good at the feast. He always gets the wrong answers, but he does think logically,
となる
which I
と、
appreciate.
脳ある鷹が爪を隠しているとも思えてくる。
His true power
実
level.
際のところ、長者が読み意味の宴に一枚噛んでいることは、ほぼ明白だと僕は考えています。
Hmm.
となると、あなたは何かを知りながら、それを隠しているのではないか、そう
Good
も思えてしまうん
question.
です。
Honestly, I have to stop now, and I don't want to. But I'm actually a little flushed on time here, recording with a pretty delicate time schedule here. Honestly, I would go completely for it, because I want to see more Nosato stuff. But we'll stop now. I'll hold the quote unquote cliffhanger, though I don't know how cliffhangery this actually is. But super good episode. Lots of cool folklore stuff, and getting to know Nosato is really cool, because he is one of my favorite characters. So we'll continue next time. Get this lore. Maybe another key. Probably another key. I'm I'm guessing like just some like for the key we just got. And some of the keys probably won't help us with the other doors, and they're just for the final one. Maybe that's why the sheep like helps you get the keys that open like the other bad ending slash routes first before going for these keys that don't lead anywhere besides like the finale. So, but yeah, cool stuff. Thank you for watching as always, and next time, more No Satola and wherever else it takes us. But yeah, until then, later.